Welcome back to Live Life. So Live Life is the new branded channel. Used to have Positive Life, but I think I needed a change. I want to say Live Life because a lot of times we're living for other people, and we need their approval. We're like on famous people's pages, praising them and giving them all our time and our energy, and just feeling like that we want to be like them when we think that we need to be like them to be someone in life. And when like these big movements come, that we have to be a part of them because the media says that it's important and that will make you a good person, and then you forget to live your life because you're living everyone else's life. And even when you get in relationships, sometimes people have a plan for you. They are looking for someone like you, and you may have a dream and you may share so much with them, and all of a sudden you become a part of their plan without knowing that. And then you start living their life and you start thinking that you're like living to the fullest because you're a part of all these things, because they want to do these things, they want to control these things, and you really don't know who they are because you are living their dream and you're not living your dream. And you could have actually accomplished your dream, but you're focusing on living their dream, and they give you enough to make you feel excited, to have that euphoria, that adrenaline rush, because you're thinking that you're doing all these things and all that. But then when you look in the future, you can't really look in the future. When you look back to the past, then you'll realize that you didn't do all the things that you need to do to live your dream. But when you're reflecting back in the future, it's already too late. So don't make that mistake, because if you lose time, you can't reclaim it. Because people always say like, oh, there's always enough time. Like you can accomplish this dream in your 70s, your 80s, even your 90s. But why are you planning to do these things that may be harder to accomplish when those years are like more like towards the end of your life? A lot of times we lose time. We lose our 20s, our 30s, our 40s, and then we start to get frustrated and we start to get irritated because we start to see that other people are accomplishing their dreams. They're doing all these things, but then they didn't treat people good. They stepped on people, they're dishonest, and they lied to people. Even on their social media, they try to act like someone they're not, and we call those fake people because they're not sharing everything. They try to just make it look like that they're someone, that they're famous, that there's someone that everyone respects and looks up to, and everybody's talking about them, but then they're really not someone. They're not anyone in the industries that they say they are. When I say industries, it could be film industry, it could be music industry, it could be something. A lot of people like to talk big. They talk big. And I'm no one, but I'm capable, but I'm not no one. And I don't go around talking like have done all these big movies. I am capable. It's not because I went to school, not because I have the skills to do it or the experience or life experiences and all that. It's just that when you're capable, like you could do it because you've done it before and you could do it again. A lot of times we fall down and we expect people to lift us up, to support us, to understand us, to have that emotional intelligence, that emotional connection, to hold our hand or to push us in the direction that we need to go. And a lot of times they don't do that. They don't do it because they don't understand us, but that's okay. We don't need people to understand us. We don't need support. We just need to be committed to start something, to follow through with discipline, to finish it, to revise it, to revise it, to revise it, to keep going until we feel we're ready, but don't look for 100%. Just look for that. This is the story I want to tell. This is my story, not somebody else's, not because somebody else that is like your co-writer or someone else is saying that story won't work. I don't like that story. We need to do it this way because I want to do it this way. And you get around other people that want to control the process, and you get to do what you want to do. And then you all of a sudden fall, you're in the back seat to your dream, and you're not even sitting in the passenger seat. You're not even in the driver's seat. You're in the back seat. Nobody knows who you are, and that's okay. When you're the writer, nobody knows every writer. They don't know like writer if they see them like, hey, are you the writer of that? And that's okay. You don't need to be that person. But if you want to be in the spotlight and that's like your dream, and you want the lights to be on you, and you want to be in nice designer brands, and you want everyone to know you, you want to be on magazines, then if that makes you happy, then go for it. But don't think that is going to be everything in your life. Don't think that that's going to be enough, because you're going to always be wanting more and more and more and more and more. It's never going to be enough. So know what you want, know what makes you happy, because it could be the simple moments. It could be walking with your dog. It could be at the beach. You could be having coffee at some cafe, at some really nice destination. It could be anything. You could be just out in the woods, and it could be peaceful, and you could hear nature, and you could say, I love this. Thank you, God. Or, thank you for this moment. We have to stop living other people's dreams. Stop living other people's lives. Stop trying to press other people. Stop waiting for validation. Stop waiting for them to praise you, to compliment you, because that stuff is like very generic. If you're sitting there waiting for someone to come on your page and give you all these compliments, it's going to make you feel good, and you need that every day. Oh, somebody gave me a compliment. Somebody gave me a compliment. I'm someone valuable because they came today to show up. And then what happens when nobody shows up the next day? Then are you going to feel down? You got to inspire yourself. You got to be passionate about what you do, that this life is short, and that people that we've watched on films or listened to, singers and just other people that we've known to love, are passing away, and that we can't wait to do something great. Sometimes you have to forgive the past because people didn't treat you good. They didn't treat you good, and they did things that were immoral, that were terrible, and they've like taken years from you because you spent all this time being angry and upset because maybe they didn't see, you didn't get the outcome or the result that you expected from them, that you wanted them to appreciate you and be grateful for the things that are done for them, and that the things that you did was made it possible for them to claim their dream, but they like don't even care about you. Or some people treated you so bad and they make themselves seem like they're so perfect, whether they seem like an angel or a god to others, and people think they're so perfect and praise them every day, but you know the truth about them. And that's okay. You can know the truth about terrible people, about awful people, about evil people, and they could do these things, and maybe they didn't change, and they're able to cloud that or disguise who they really are. And that's okay, because that's their life. They choose to live with it, and they can deal with the consequences in the future of the things they did, because one day they're going to feel it when nobody really pays attention to them, and when they don't get the attention that they need, or they don't feel good about themselves, then they're going to remember the people that were there for them, the ones that were there for them to guide them. And you don't have to worry about that. Leave that in the past. If it's not something that is helping you, unless you're like writing a story about it, and you need to understand those things. But if you're looking back and then feeling angry about it and feeling upset because these people didn't care about you, because they don't care, like there's a pandemic, they didn't look you up. They didn't see if you're okay, and see if you're still alive, see if you got sick. If those people didn't care about you, then don't worry about them. Don't waste a thought on them. The more that you think about them daily, the more angry you get, the more upset you get, the more negative you feel, and you feel like that they don't deserve that life, because you know how they really are, and you know how all these people are, and they've said the worst things about even their family members, and they've wanted things really bad to happen to family member, or they don't know the truth about their family member. That's okay. They don't know the truth about something that passed. They don't know something awful that they have done. awful. When I say awful, it's extremely awful. These things could happen, and sometimes it's hard to say, let it go. That we tell somebody else to let go of something negative, something's really disturbing, something that's horrible, then people will say you don't understand, that you didn't live that moment, you didn't suffer through it, but then you've been through many things, and then you're trying to tell them that don't waste years, don't waste energy, don't waste time on something that is already done with. This is one life that you could maybe have a next life, your life in heaven. You could be somewhere where you believe, it's something that you believe in. But if you continue to waste this life and you're not using the talents or gifts that you're given from God to make a difference on this planet, then you're really not doing what you're supposed to be doing. You're not living your life to the fullest. You're not doing the things that you love because people are telling you that, like, why are you wasting your time doing all these things? Are you making money doing it? Or like what's the purpose? I don't understand why you're doing it. I don't see the reason why you want what you do, because they're not you and you are not them. And if you let people dictate how you live your life, then you're never going to have control of your life. You control your happiness, you control your luck, you control your future. That you need to take your destiny in your own hands and walk the path to the success that you imagine, that you believe in, that you dream of. Because if you keep living someone else's life, whether you know it or not, you could be with someone, you could have met them 3 years ago, 2 years ago, whenever you met them, and that they could be everything. You're like saying, like, they're amazing, they're awesome, and I'm blessed and all that, but you don't know everything about them. I'm telling you that you don't know everything about the person that you are with, and that's okay. But when you start to put them on top of the clouds and you start putting them on pedestal and stuff, then you start to not look at the things that you could do and the things that you wanted to accomplish, because you think you're accomplishing it because they're making you think that you're doing a good job, because they need you for something. They need you to do certain things that weren't so easy for them before, and now you fit that role, and now you fit that part. You fit that part for them to do these things and make things possible for them, and they don't have to go pay for things to have somebody do their photography, someone to do their editing, someone to be the support that they need, because they need it for their own dream. But what about your dream? Because there's some things that you want to accomplish, and now you lose focus on it. You don't even really know that you lose focus, but someone does. Someone could be watching from the outside and know certain people that are not living the life that they could be living, and they feel bad about it because they were a part of it without even knowing so. They were a part of helping someone else that didn't deserve the help, and now that person is costing someone else a dream that they deserve. And you have to refer to this as they and these people because you can't really name names, but when you see something, it makes you feel terrible. So sometimes it's outside of our control, and we just have to live our lives as long as we feel that we're doing the best we can. Then it's not to say good enough, it's living life with integrity, authenticity, being genuine. Do you have a chance to live the life that you imagine in your dreams? And your dreams are not everything. It's not like, oh, I want to be in Hollywood, I want to be famous in the music industry, I want to be some influencer on social media or a YouTube star. It's more than that. Because those things are just like, maybe you want them for what reasons? You know what reasons that you want certain things, but you want to do everything because you want to impress people. You want people to be talking about you because you need to feel valuable inside. You need to feel like you're someone. You need to have some worth. Then you're wasting your time doing those things, because when it dries up, then people will move on to something else. And the saying I have is, when the sugar is gone, the ants will leave. So don't put yourself in a position, don't set yourself up for a dark future. Like, know what you want. Be the light in your own life. Raise yourself up. Do the things that you need to do. When you work hard, you don't need to go to a job and you work hard. And if you have a passion and it requires that type of hard work, then do it. Work like it's $1,000,000. Because you're not going to get paid if you're just sitting around talking about things and you're like telling everybody, I have these ideas, and you don't develop them. You don't make it into anything. You just talk about them. You just talk and talk and talk. And you're on in forums and groups, and you're just telling everybody in the world, like, yeah, this is my dream. I'm going to be doing this and all that. But you're not doing nothing. It's not going to happen. It's not going to magically happen. Sometimes people do get lucky and they get a job or they know somebody and something happens for them. But just know that if you work hard and you work towards something, you're going to get something done. If you have to go put a puzzle together and you say, I'm going to go put this puzzle together, and you just sit there looking at the pieces, it ain't going to put itself together. The pieces are going to be down, sitting right there. Like, if you don't think about it and build this masterpiece, it's just going to be sitting there. The pieces will be sitting there wherever you put them, and they're not going to put themselves in the place they need to be to build something. So you need to stop looking into the past, stop having, say, anger, stop hating. Sometimes we say, like, oh, I'm not hating, but we could be hating. Not hating on other people, just hating on the fact that bad people get the things they want, they get taken care of, they get to go travel, they get to dine at amazing places, they get to do all these things, they never have the stress and all that. But just know that it's temporary. It's temporary. Don't worry about their punishment. Don't worry about their karma. Like, focus on yourself. Focus on